NFL fans, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Jay All Day Show. For you today, I have my Friday's Best Bets video for the Divisional Round. Only 4 games left. It's the final 4 of the NFL season. I am so incredibly excited. Guys, we absolutely crushed our bets this year. For the regular NFL season, our bets are up 85% from our initial investment. So that's why you got to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and help us get in the algorithm. Let's get into all my best bets for the Divisional Round. All right, NFL fans and sports bettors, if you look to the right of the screen, I'm going to go through my sports book and show you all the bets that I made this week. Okay, Islam Makhachev and Arman Sarukian just got canceled, right? So Renato Moicano is stepping in for the 155 strap. So this bet's going to be disallowed at some point once Bovada updates, right? So that you can throw this bet away for sure. All right, the next bet that I really like is Lamar Jackson over 1.5 touchdown passes, guys. I absolutely love that bet. One of my favorite bets of the week. That's one of my biggest bets of the week. Regardless of what happens, I definitely think that Lamar Jackson is going to put some points on the board in Buffalo. I love the 2 touchdowns in this spot for Lamar Jackson. Okay, next up, we got a really nice teaser, guys. The Ravens getting 12 points, Rams getting 19, Detroit Lions getting 4, and the Kansas City Chiefs getting 5. Pretty much coming back at even money. The odds are at like minus 125. Pretty solid bet for us there, guys. Another bet, I'm actually thinking about cashing out this bet and making it a little bit higher, is under 51 points, right? So 49 points is 7 touchdowns throughout the whole game. That seems like a lot of scoring to me. And if you want, you could buy the 1.5 and make it up to 52.5. But I like this bet at pretty much even money. I'm going to increase my bet on this shortly. I do love this bet. I just wanted to get the bet in at these odds at minus 105. I think they're great odds for us here. Ravens, Bills, under 51 points. All 6 of the wild card games, guys, were under 50 points, right? So I think some of these sports books numbers are a little bit high. I think that Lions Commanders line is super high too at 55 or whatever it is. Super high in my opinion. All right, guys, I did like a fun little upset parlay, right? I got the Ravens and the Lions as favorites, and then I got the Rams and the Texans. Only a $5 bet, but if it hits 167.07, it's probably not going to hit. This is just a fun $5 little fun bet for us here, just in case some crazy shit happens in the divisional round. Next up, we got a $10 bet for Patrick Mahomes over 23.5 rushing yards. This Houston Texans front 7 is very aggressive. I think they're going to be coming after him with a lot of different types of blitzes, a bunch of different kind of schemes to kind of get pressure on Patrick Mahomes. And what that's going to do is leave Patrick Mahomes the ability to break, contain, scramble for a little bit, pick up a couple first downs, 3, 4, 7-yard runs, and we already cashed. I love that bet. Patrick Mahomes over 23.5 rushing yards. Next up, guys, we have an over 229 yards for our boy CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud's probably going to be playing from behind in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of passing. Joe Mixon is questionable going into the spot. Another reason why I picked CJ Stroud over 229 yards. I expect him to pass the ball a lot in this game. Nico Collins crushes man-on-man coverage. I think Nico Collins alone is going to have over 100 yards receiving. So if he can get like another 120, 125 yards other ways, that's going to be an easy cash for us right there, guys. Next up, we have a Kenny Gainwell over 9.5 rushing yards. I think the Philadephia Eagles are going to want to run the ball versus the Rams. They shredded them in Week 12 with the run. And Kenny Gainwell, he doesn't get a lot of carries, right? But all he has to do is break one run for a first down, and then we cash in this spot. I love that bet. Over 9.5 yards for the backup running back, Kenny Gainwell. God forbid something happens to Saquon Barkley. He's going to be fundamental in this offense. He's going to get a lot of carries, so there's going to be some times where they're going to have to spell Saquon Barkley. That's why I love the Kenny Gainwell over 9.5 yards. All right, next up, guys, we have another parlay coming in at even money. We get the huge favorite Detroit Lions And then we have the Ravens-Bills under 52.5, right? So I definitely think that this game, both of these teams want to run the ball. With James Cook and Derrick Henry, they're going to want to run the ball. What happens when you run the ball? The clock continues to click and click and click and click, and it just keeps going and going and going, and that will help us be under 52.5 points. It's like they're gonna have to get 7 touchdowns and a field goal for us to lose this bet. I expect the Lions to win this game. The way they match up with the Commanders are one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery is coming back. I expect the two-headed monster to dominate on the ground, especially at home in Detroit. Next up, this is my biggest bet of the week. Our bet of the weeks have been crushing it. Last week we had the Eagles and the Ravens. That cashed huge for us. My bets of the week have been dominating this year. Absolutely dominating. Eagles, Lions, Chiefs coming in right under even money. I think we got it at what? What were the final odds? Where are the final odds? Minus 111, guys. I love that. Pretty much even money on our bet. Eagles, Lions, Chiefs. 3 home teams. Only 1 road team won last week in the 6 wildcard games. I think that trend continues in the divisional round. Next up, we got a 3-team parlay. Chiefs, Lions at home, and then the Commanders and Lions under 56.5. That's a huge spread. That's 8 touchdowns, guys. That means every single quarter in this game, there's got to be 2 touchdowns scored. It's a lot of points, guys. A lot of points. Actually, it's more than that because 14 points times 4 is 56, right? So they're going to have to get over 8 touchdowns and a bunch of field goals to be able to go over the 56.5 points. And this would be a historical scoring game if it's over 56.5 points. I love that bet there, guys. And it's coming in at plus money. $15 to win $20.85. I love that bet. Next up, guys, we got another teaser. Chiefs in 3, Lions in 2, Bills in 12, Rams in 17. I like the Chiefs and the Lions to win outright. And the Bills, I don't expect them. They did get blown out the first time they played in the beginning of the season, right? But that was week 3. The Buffalo Bills were without their starting linebackers. So I expect them to be a little bit more efficient against the run and limit Derrick Henry a little more than they did earlier in the season. And then the Rams at 17. I think this Rams-Eagles game is pretty close. I think both teams' best way to win this game is to establish the run first with Kyren Williams and Saquon Barkley. And then another bet I really, really like in this spot is the Houston Texans get 9.5. This Kansas City Chiefs team wins a lot of games. 8-0 at home, very impressive. But they don't beat guys by 2, 3, 4 scores anymore, man. It's a very, very slower, more pedestrian offense that struggles to protect Patrick Mahomes. That's why I love the Houston Texans getting 9.5 points. All right, everyone, there are my bets. My best bets for the divisional round. I went a little heavier this week just to have a little bit more fun as the NFL season winds down. I'm very, very excited for these 4 games. I can't wait for my Eagles and Rams, Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, and the Texans. OMG, what a bunch of exciting games for you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all your guys' support this NFL season. We're closing in on 14K. Thank you so much.